Hello and welcome back, faithful viewers, to our penultimate episode of The House the Devil Built. We are here at episode 4, where everything starts to come together. I am joined by another fantastically talented cast who have donated their times to our fundraiser here. And they are going to go around and introduce themselves right now, starting with Sid.
Hi, salutations. My name's Sin. I'm happy to be back, friends. You can. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot what we're doing. Hi, I'm playing Ruth. My brain just shut off. I'm so sorry, friends. I'm playing Ruth, who is she, they, and I'm just a little granny. Playing my daughter is Jennifer.
Yep, I am playing Ruth's daughter. I'm playing Jennifer Redgrave. Hi, I'm Jess. If you don't know me, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Pirate Princess Jess on most social media. TikTok and Instagram are where I'm the most active, and Tumblr if you want to see me be a little less hinged. My character Jennifer Redgrave, she/they pronouns, is a professional supernatural investigator, and she chose this job because she thought supernatural stuff was fake and wanted an easy career, and she's not happy that it turned out to be not fake and that she turned out to be quite good at it.
Greetings and salutations in there, out there, and all the ships at sea. The meat sack that I am currently inhabiting is named Hello Operator. You can find him on TikTok and this Twitch as well. But to all of you out there on the interwebs, my name is Walter Williams from Walla Walla, Washington, and you can find me right here or in that little moment when you listen too long into the static on a radio and it starts to talk to you. Lovely to be here.
I am so excited that I get to follow up with that. Oh my gosh. My name is Alex. You can find me on my personal social media at eloquentmime. Anywhere you find an username, that's probably going to be me. But I also am a co-host on a podcast called Dungeons and Degrees, which you can find wherever pods are cast. My pronouns are she, her, she, they. Ooh, I don't even know what I'm doing. And I am playing Mildred McCoy, who was a medium charlatan and now is a real life medium who is also she or they them. It's crazy. It's wild. It's gonna be a time.
It's going to be a time indeed. And I am Dean Daisies, your keeper of mysteries throughout all of the House the Devil Built here. Our charity fundraiser benefiting Save the Children and the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. Now, like I said, our cast has been kind enough to donate their time and their talents to our fundraiser this evening. But if you would like to donate your cold hard cash, we will be kind enough to reward you with some redemptions and an ability to interact and meddle with the story in real time. You can bless the party to give them a pool to draw from to boost their rolls. You can give me some curse points that I can use to decrease their rolls. You can do some fun things like instant successes, instant failures. You can summon spirits and shift around the rooms of Hawthorne Manor. You'll find all of that information on screen periodically throughout the night, as well as down in the channel points menu, because you can also redeem your channel points for those redemptions as well. And now, without further ado, we present episode 4, titled A Pale Colored Horror. Isn't it funny how time only remembers either your greatest deeds or your worst? I mean, surely a life comes down to more than a handful of decisions that will go on to forever define your legacy. What about the countless days where nothing of great note happened at all? What about all the joy and the sorrow to be found in those tiny, fleeting moments? I mean, surely you can learn more about a person by examining the minutiae of their day-to-day lives than by putting those few significant moments on such a pedestal. Time is fickle, and it is old. Really, we're lucky if time remembers us at all. Maybe that's what drives some men to reach for such heights, to soar closer and closer to the sun on wings of wax, hoping that their fall might be significant enough to be written about in the annals of history. Most of our lives, though, are forgotten, whether we want them to be or not. Take someone like Thomas Alva Edison. What will time make of him? Will it remember the advancements he contributed in the name of science, or will the unseemly minutiae of his life seep through the cracks and forever taint his legacy? He knows not. But he does obsess about it. It's what drives him, even now, in the twilight of his career, to push the boundaries and the knowledge of humankind. But then again, there are some things that are better left unknown. The year is now 1914, and the world stands at the brink of war. And as always, there are some who seek to profit from it. Thomas Edison, seeking his latest profitable excursion, has set his eyes upon the storied Hawthorne Manor as a place to test his latest invention, the ghost radio. His goal is single-minded, to prove empirically beyond a shadow of a doubt that life exists after death, and then to profit from that knowledge. Towards that end, he has hired a team of assistants to his endeavor. A medium, a radio expert, some personal security, and a research assistant. Your mission: to enter into Hawthorne Manor, perform a seance to test the ghost radio, and gather proof of the afterlife. And we will take us now outside the gates of Hawthorne Manor, where I will ask you all the first question. Who do you think would be the first among you to show up for a job?
I think Ruth would.
Then Ruth, I think you arrive at the gates of Hawthorne Manor. You see the winding driveway that leads up to the newly renovated building. And down the road, you see arriving, I believe, that's your daughter. That's Jennifer. You didn't know she was going to be here, but she's arriving here just now.
I guess, do I arrive before? Are you doing anything before I arrive, or?
No, Jennifer, you pull up to the gates of Hawthorne Manor to see that your mother is standing out in front of them.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
So, what
Did you
are you?
come to yell at me again? Is this...
I would like to do that very much, but I am here on a job.
And you're late.
I am more on time than the rest of the people who are going to be here.
Our family is better than that. That's not an excuse. Being on time is being late.
I am on time enough for me. Look, I'm not working overtime for this, and early is overtime.
This is why you live in my basement.
Are you here for the same job? Are you the hired security, the radio expert, or the assistant this time?
What do you mean this? I'm an assistant.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I'm watching you.
Have you seen me? I'm in my 70s. I can't do security. I don't know that newfangled wiry box stuff.
I assume you still have a gun.
Always.
Yeah, okay, me too. That's fine. Just
Okay.
be safe. Please don't get killed and don't get me killed. And if you're going to cause trouble, don't get me killed.
I never cause trouble. I do my job.
I think at this point, on that face, we see Mildred arriving to Hawthorne Manor. Yet another member of this estranged family.
Oh, God.
Is this a prank? It's good to see you, but this feels so specific, actually.
You are acting as if I'm not here because of you.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
My cousin, my suspect, suspect.
Okay, freeloader. Calm down.
At least I have a real job. Self-employed, but it's a
Listen,
real job.
listen. We're not doing this the whole night. We are not doing this. I'm not, weird. Family aside, this is a job. We do not have to do anything else other than work for this Edison. Where is he?
That's actually a very good question.
I think at that note, arriving fashionably late, along with Edison in his car, you see stepping out none other than radio legend Walter Williams.
See, steps out of, and I Googled this. I'm so happy I Googled this. The most popular car in 1914 was the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost, which is so appropriate. Slides out of the back seat of the car, taps the hood of it. Thank you ever so much, Thaddeus. You're a wonderful chauffeur, as always. Obviously, just got done with the recording session. His coat's off, sleeves rolled up. His arms covered in tattoos, which is very odd for the era. Just all kinds of they look almost like hieroglyphics. They look almost like Greek letters or numerals, but not quite either or. Walking around with a cane, the head of which is a silver microphone. Tommy, I can call you Tommy. Yes, please lead the way. Let's meet. Oh, it's you.
Oh.
As his eyes fall on Ruth.
Ruth just kind of squints.
It seems like an old class reunion for all of us. Tommy boy, did you do this on purpose?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about. You see, stepping out of the Rolls Royce as well, the hands underneath his suspenders is none other than the boss who hired you all here, Thomas Edison. You see, kind of doddering along behind him, carrying way too much equipment for one person to be carrying, is a very scrawny research assistant in a lab coat. As Edison steps forward, he goes, good. You're all here and on time. Perfect.
On time? Yes.
Well, no use standing around the driveway. Let's begin. As he fishes around his pocket, you see he takes out a very large brass key ring, which he fits into the gates, which swing open with a creaking sound of not having been opened in many years now. As we cut up to inside Hawthorne Manor, the inside of which is surprisingly nice. compared to the dilapidated and in good need of a coat of paint exterior. Looking around, it seems like most of the place has been renovated into, it looks like some kind of museum, partly about the founder of Hawthorne Steel, Charles Hawthorne himself, partly just the storied history of how much Hawthorne Steel has done for the city of Pittsburgh. You see Edison sort of takes a look around and then sort of looks back to you all, goes, well, you're the experts.
Oh, this place is haunted as shit. Okay. Yeah, let's what exactly do you want us to do here, Edison? Do you want us to make the spirits mad? Find one? Find a good place full of them? Like, what are we looking for?
Well, we are looking for an ideal spot to conduct our seance to gather evidence that I can record on this ghost radio here. You see, as he pats the pile of equipment that the assistant is carrying, the assistant sort of topples over a little bit, and Edison snaps, careful, Jasper, that's very expensive. Anyways, do whatever you deem fit. Rile them up, find a good place for them, make contact with them. You all have the experience, right? What I need is the evidence of it. We need to record it. That's what we really need.
Okay.
Do
Is
you
there a
want me
role?
to hold it, the recording stuff?
What? No, don't be silly. No, he's got it. He's fine.
Okay. Would you like me to hold your notebooks?
Well, yes, that would be wonderful. Yes, great. So you see he grabs underneath the stack as like he grabs a briefcase and just sort of very quickly juts it out, causing the whole stack to crash over as he hands you the briefcase. As Jasper behind him kind of runs back and forth a little bit until he gets everything under control again.
Thank you. I'll make sure these are in good hands.
Yes, you better. There's important information in there.
Oh, I see what's happening here. Okay. So, I guess we should just keep going in then. Keep finding things. Is there a role I can do, like a perception roll in this system?
Yeah, so we can roll to investigate a mystery, which is plus sharp.
See, plus sharp. I thought you said charm for a second. And I was like, oh. Yeah, I'd like to do just like an investigative mystery on here to see if there's any leads on which way into the house we should go. I'm sure it's not all just, a linear path, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
Doing my job, doing some detective-y things. That is a 7 plus my sharp is an 8, which is a success in the system.
Yeah, that's a partial success, which on investigative mystery means you get to hold 1. So I'm not sure if you have the reference sheet in front of you.
Oh, I should have. Give me 2 seconds to pull it up while you...
You're good. So you basically get to ask me one question. It comes off of a list of questions on this sheet.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a where did it go, which I know only marginally fits, but I'm looking for ghosts. I'm trying to see where the haunted stuff is in this house, and so I figured that kind of fits. You can say no if that's a little too...
You're good.
Okay.
Yeah, so looking for haunted stuff in the matter of what did it go. I will say, Jennifer, being the professional, you probably would have done some research ahead of the job. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, actually, I think good intel is one of the things I gave myself. So yes, yeah.
Awesome. So, Yeah, you are familiar. There's a number of incidents that happened within Hawthorne Manor that very well could have left some spirits in order to contact. According to these stories, there are the spirits of both Charles and Mary Hawthorne who killed each other one night in the mansion.
Oh,
There is also the two Italian brothers who went missing within the halls of the mansion and ended up dying due to a cave-in in the basement, as well as a strange explosion that claimed the lives of several government workers who were at the property at the time. So there's a couple of different, depending on where your group would like to, which one of those leads your group would like to follow up on, a couple different places that it might have gone.
okay. I'm gonna just say, some stuff happened in the basement, and basements do tend to be properly spooky, which attracts ghosts and haunts and what have you. So, shall we go downstairs?
Absolutely. Walter is not a very sharp individual, but he is cool. So I would like to use the help another. So the next time somebody rolls for that investigate stuff, hopefully give him a little bit of pluses. And the way he's going to do that, sorry, get his sleeves rolled up. It's going to look like he's doing like some up close magic, and a Zippo appears in his hand. Flick the Zippo and light up the area a little bit to give someone a chance. I'll go ahead and roll for that quick.
Excellent.
Ooh, that is a 7.
Okay, so that means they do get a +1 on their roll, but when they do so, you will expose yourself to trouble or danger. So, that would depend on what anyone else would like to do here.
If they want to push it back on me, I will say that it was not a close-up magic trick. He 100% materialized the Zippo in his hand.
Amazing.
We know.
Yeah, all of us except Edison, I think, know. We all know what's going
Oh, that's
on here.
right. I don't know why
We all know.
because all of life is a stage.
I think Edison conveniently just has his back turned and is opening up a door into the sitting room nearby. Just Jasper, set up the equipment over in here.
Oh, in the sitting room? Thought we were going to the basement, Tom. Miss Edison, sir? Sorry, that was uncool.
You mean all of us? Right now?
Yeah. You want the spooky stuff? That's where we gotta go. You should set up the equipment down there.
Well, I suppose you are the experts. Okay.
Come on. And if nobody else is gonna do anything in here, I'm gonna just start leading the way towards where I think the basement probably is.
Basement's pretty well marked. Most of the doors to the house are your standard wooden doors that you would find at the time. The basement, however, is a large stone door with an intricate lock that is inlaid into the door itself. It is, however, unlocked. You can see as it is open ajar here as you go over to the door and push it open. Jennifer, you see the stairs descend downward a long ways into the darkness. You can see they kind of disappear into the darkness. There's no light coming from the basement here to help you.
I think I'm going to stop for a moment and look at that, and I'm going to say, okay. Does anybody have a chair or something we can wedge in front of this door? I've been in this situation way too many times, and I would like to at least try to stop that door from closing behind us.
Does How many things is on this stack of things that our friend is carrying?
Without the little briefcase that Edison handed you, probably a solid 4 things still.
I'd like to take one of them and just wedge them where Jennifer has pointed.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just
Whatever's on
putting
top.
them, pointing in the hinges in front of the door. Where this thing, if it's closing, it's breaking stuff.
Whoa! You see, Edison is going to stop you as especially the top is the ghost radio itself. Unfortunately, most of the stuff that is in this research assistant Jasper stack is all part of this ghost radio setup. So Edison is putting up a strong protest to using any of them as a doorstop.
No. Okay, but think of it this way. And I'm just gonna pat his cheek while I'm saying this. If, in case the ghosts are in the basement, if we put a doorway, it can catch the basement and this floor.
Can I use my telepathy to manipulate Edison into letting us do this? You can read people's thoughts and put words in their mind.
Wait, but why are we doing this and not just using like a chair or some papers or something?
I imagine
Okay.
Walter is like dragging over a chair, sees this happening, and just slowly sides the chair away to watch.
You certainly can try that, Mildred. Go ahead and roll plus charm, unless you've got something on your playbook that might let you use weird since you're using telepathy.
No, it'll be my charm.
Okay.
8 minus 1 for 7.
Okay, so they will do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show them that you mean it. So Edison is well, if you want me to leave some of this dangerous equipment upstairs, then one of you will have to stay with it.
I'll stay.
I'll go with you.
Well, Kate, I'm sorry, but it can't be you. We need you to perform the seance. You're the medium.
Every time I try to
got
get
it.
out, it's fine. I'll go. I'll stay.
Hey, parent. I feel like you would want to stay up here with the equipment, right?
Yes.
You're welcome.
I mean, have you seen me? Look at my legs. They're not very strong. Going down the stairs would be really hard.
And I know that you will save us if the door closes. If only to hold it over my head.
I will absolutely save you. Yes.
That's all I ask.
I'm gonna clap Thomas Edison on the back. All right then, Tommy boy, please lead the way. The great thing about a collapsed basement is it can't collapse on you twice.
That's true.
Very well then. He kind of turns around to Jennifer and goes, "You're prepared," and he kind of holds out the motion of like you've got your gun, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna draw my gun, and I'm also going to draw my ridiculously large knife and be like, yeah, no, we got this. I'm good. The knife is usually more reliable in these situations, but I mean, if it's a ghost, I'm not really gonna stab a ghost too well. It's fine. I have other things. We're prepared.
All right. Well then, Ruth, Jasper, he turns upstairs. Keep a good eye over the equipment, and we will be. Well, we may be right back. We'll see. As he takes off down the steps. Ruth, you see him and the rest of your party descend this long flight of steps and quickly disappear into darkness. We're gonna go to the basement group following Edison here. As you all realize that you are now in darkness, you turn around, you can see just a sliver of light that is coming in through this crack in the basement door up above you. You turn back, and the basement stairs continue stretching down into this darkness beyond. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna strike my totally a Zippo and light up the general area.
Did any of us think to bring Edison's most famous invention with us by chance into this dark area? Because
I don't know about you, but I'm done with electricity for right now.
No, actually, that's so fair.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have a flashlight. Would you believe that? So I guess we just keep going. I mean, that's what we're here for, right? If no one, I want to get through this so I can get out and go get some drinks. So yeah, I'm charging forward unless anyone's gonna stop me.
Oh, lucky all of you. Edison actually worked on my cane here. I would like to try and cast light on the head of my cane.
Sure. Go ahead and roll to use magic.
All right.
Plus weird.
That is a 10.
Okay, that works without issue. Your cane lights up, casting down into the darkness. You see the stairs stretch on for much longer than you thought they would, as they again are consumed by the darkness that is beyond even what your cane is now illuminating.
No, that's not ominous at all.
How deep is this supposed to go exactly?
You see,
Don't
Edison,
you have the plans?
Oh, well, yes, I did, but all of my equipment is back up there with Ruth. And as Edison points back upstairs and you all turn to take a look, we're going to cut back to Ruth and Jasper, as Jasper has pulled over this chair that Walter was pulling over, and he's just sort of set it up in the foyer and is just sort of very politely taking a seat on it and goes, how did you meet Mr. Edison?
Oh, I just love sciences and research, and I'm really good at writing because I'm a woman.
We'll take your word on that one. What sort of sciences are you interested in?
Social sciences.
Oh, and you work very much with Mr. Edison?
Yes, actually, do you want to try a social experiment with me?
I certainly.
What do you think makes a person loyal?
Well, I'm certainly loyal to Mr. Edison because I admire his character. I mean, look at everything he's done for society so far.
But is it for society or for his ego?
Well, if the
Do you
effect is the
really-
same, then what's the difference?
I'm actually so glad you said that. So if a different scientist took his work and made it better and good for society, you'd say that's good, right?
Well, as long as Mr. Edison were getting reimbursed for the work that he did, yes.
Well, do other people that he takes work from get reimbursed for their work?
As you pose this very damning question of Thomas Edison's morals. You hear a creaking from behind you as you turn to see the stone door has started to open very slowly.
While you think about that, my bones are really tired. Would you mind closing that while I have a seat?
Sure. You see Jasper stands up from the chair and dawdles over to the stone door. You see, he does place a hand on it to close it, but as he places a hand on it, the stone door slams shut, shattering the equipment that was propping it open.
Oh no. How awful.
I swear I didn't touch it.
I believe you. Accidents happen.
Oh, well, okay, well, we should, it's okay, we can fix it, right? And he goes to pull the door back open. He pulls on it a few times and slowly turns back to you and goes, "Do you have a key?"
Oh, well, I have many keys. And she's gonna dig through this little, like, bag, and you see, like, those little, like, strawberry candies and, like, a bunch of Werthers kind of come out of her little pack. I have this one, and there's, like, this kind of really gross, rusty, like, skeleton key that looks like it's been thrown wherever, has been used to, like, clean out other things.
Oh, okay, very well. As he takes it from you, and goes to try it in the doorway. You see, it does click and open up, as that is, I believe, your artifact that you're using here. Sorry, I didn't know if
Yes.
you. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I did. I said I don't know if the sound caught it. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So it does open up. However, as the door swings open, you see it opens into a rather simple supply closet that's full of cleaning supplies, a broom, a mop.
I can't believe you've done this. How did you do this?
Me? I didn't do anything.
You touched the door and suddenly the door's gone.
It was your key that you gave me.
I didn't turn the key, did I?
Well, what?
The common thing here of the door going wrong is you've touched the door both times.
As you see, Jasper just sort of looks down at his own hands in confusion. We are going to cut back to the basement group. Basement group, from your perspective, the door slams shut as you spin around and shine your light back up that way, and simply remains shut.
I knew it. Every basement I've been in the last 3 years has done this to me. I'm gonna save us some time. We aren't gonna go up there and try to open the door because it won't open. We gotta keep going down. You okay with that?
Do we have a choice?
Personally, I'm perfectly fine with the idea. I'm sure it's Jasper's fault somehow.
That Jasper character did seem pretty.
Canonically,
what
is
if Jasper
Jasper
didn't have a choice?
Canonically, is Jasper wearing a red shirt?
No.
No. Yeah, it's a very nice, like, red button-up.
Does it have a little yellow thing on its thing?
Yeah,
Little carnation.
Down, yeah. Little
R.I.P.
emblem.
Oh dear. All right. So this does confirm that there are ghosts here, though, right? So, Mildred, you got this.
Mildred is going to very unhappily and tired push past all of these people on the stairway and then walk all the way down. When they get to the bottom, can I use the sight? Which is, you can see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences. You may communicate with, maybe even make deals with the spirits you see, and they give you more opportunities to spot clues when you investigate a mystery.
Okay. So before we get there, Mildred, as you descend the stairs, very determined, you find yourself descending and descending and descending with the others closely behind you until at some point in time you descend so far for so long that you begin ascending again. Your muscles are all so tired by this point in time that you hardly tell the difference. But eventually each one of you catches on that you're now certainly walking up these stairs as finally you see something from beyond the light. You see the basement door.
Well, we open that. I think we should open that.
I imagine Walter kind of let everybody else go ahead just a little bit, if for no other reason than walking is for peasants. So he's hovering slightly just over the steps.
Walking is for peasants. Amazing. Yeah, no, I mean, if we come to the door, I'm gonna try to open the door. You know, gotta be quick about this. Around the clock. Don't want to work overtime. If nobody's stopping me, I'm grabbing a door. I'm turning a handle.
Yeah. Jennifer, as you reach out towards the door, your hand grabs it. You push, and you feel it very smoothly glide open. As you all step up the stairs and out of the basement door back into the foyer of Hawthorne Manor, you're immediately caught off guard because this isn't the Hawthorne Manor that you just came from. It's not newly renovated with nice carpets everywhere, new window panes, with diagrams and paintings. It is old. It is worn. The wood is rotting wherever it stands. The drywall is cracked and flaking and falling off in chunks. There's a large blue rug that is in tatters that covers most of the floor. You see there's rubble of some sort that stands at the bottom of a curved staircase that goes upstairs.
Ooh.
The red carpet on the staircase is torn and eaten away by moths. You see, there's a few rooms that also lead off from here. But as you all step up into Hawthorne Manor, the door behind you to the basement swings shut with a resounding thud.
God, I hate basement doors. I hate them. So, I think the first thing we should do is see if the front door is open, because we appear to be in a, there's no technical term for it, but I've been calling them spooky zones. Anyone?
What a technical term. But yes, let's go try the front door. Because if all else fails, we just leave. And we're done.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say we're done. My parent is still in this house somewhere.
But then you just get the house for free. What if they just stay here?
Let's just see if we're able to leave and then come back in and save my parent. I don't want. I do want that house.
We don't save your parent.
Well, we also have to get Thomas Edison's equipment back, right, Mr. Edison?
Ugh.
Of course we do.
Yep.
To be fair, you're also putting far more faith in Ruth than I ever would. They probably left the house to the cat, and Walter's going to start lighting candles in the room to get some kind of light going on.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to move towards where I remember the front door to be, just so I can go test that door out a little bit.
Yeah, as Jennifer, as you move, I do want to come back to Mildred, as you said you had wanted to use your sight. Do you still want to try that here?
Yes.
Okay. Could you please roll tough for me, Mildred?
Uh, 7 + 1 for 8.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to mark down 1 point. As Mildred, what does it look like when Mildred turns on their sight?
I think it's an inky blackness that creeps from the sides of the sclera part of their eyes, and it swirls over their eyes. They're very good at hiding in the shadows when that happens, because you don't need it. It's just a normal shadow in their eyeballs. It's fine. And I think their face just goes flat.
As these shadows envelop your eyes, you are immediately taken aback by an intense burning. I need you to mark off 1 point of harm as well, please. As there is a pain that sears through your eyes into the back of your skull. You see everything in this mansion is lit up like a Christmas tree. You've never used your sight, and it has been this bright. It takes your eyes. You are able to adjust and take a look around, but it's like everything is on fire as you are trying to look at it.
As much as that is, or as much as that's able to be contained, they're just gonna take that harm and not say anything.
Okay.
You're not telling us anything?
What do you need to know?
That's so fair. That's so fair.
I don't want to be here, so
Yeah. Well, If that's the case, then I guess I'm still just looking for that front door.
Yeah, you're in the foyer. It's really easy to find the front door, Jennifer. And as you find it, you reach for the door handle, and there's a moment when your heart just begins to untighten in your chest, and you breathe that sigh of relief as it opens and turns in your hand. But as you pull it open and see the rusty hinges begin to creak open, behind this door is a solid sheet of glistening metal. It looks to have some kind of blue veins that are running through it.
Don't like that. Yeah, we're locked in here, everybody. We are trapped.
Well, that's far less than Edison, who did you buy this house from?
Well, technically I haven't purchased it yet. If I can prove that there's indeed an afterlife, then I do intend to purchase it from Hawthorne Manor, who have been trying to offload it for years. They're quite motivated buyers. It's a steal if I can really get it.
Well, the good news is you're probably going to see some evidence here soon.
Do I see any clues in my vision?
Roll to investigate a mystery, please.
That's a 5.
Okay. Information to the monster. The keeper might ask you some questions, which you have to answer. Oh, goody. Okay. Mildred, what is Mildred's biggest insecurity?
It would be getting caught, either in their previous life as a charlatan or now actually having powers. It would just be getting caught. So a really comfortable situation for them right now.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you very much. That's all I need to know. Mildred, your sight, however, unfortunately, at this point in time, is so blinding that you are not able to pick up on any clues that are in this area. It's still sort of taking you some time as you're trying to blink your eyes a little bit to get them to almost adjust to this level of brightness.
Are there windows in this room?
Not in the foyer, but there is a door that's open to a sitting room. And as you look through the door there are some very large, double glass door windows that you noticed coming into the mansion would have led out onto a porch, a wraparound porch that's there. However, as you step into the sitting room, you see behind the windows is also covered in this sheen of blue-veined metal.
I'm just gonna tap that blue vein metal with my the head of my cane.
You tap it and you see there is some reaction to whatever that blue mineral is that is laced throughout this metal that sort of sparks up and then dissipates across it. And as you tap that metal, Walter, we have a shift the house redemption that is as a targeted you. So as you tap it, you turn around to see that where the foyer once was now leads into a, well, for lack of better terms, like a really nice honeymoon suite. There are rose petals that are all over the floor. There's a jacuzzi anachronistically in one corner of the room. There's a couple bottles of champagne that are lying around.
Am I separated from the group now? Like, is this the door that what did led to them?
Yes.
Oh no. So okay, so I now realize that this house is haunted.
Yes.
And as I realized that all of this happened after I tapped it. Usually this is the sort of thing that that's the room that you go to do the tapping, not the one that opens afterwards. I hate to tell you, sweetheart, though I do appreciate your mahogany finish, that I am a how would you say, ace in the hole.
There is a force from behind you as the rug underneath, not that way, as the rug that you are standing on curls up from behind and flings you off of it towards the room here.
It's very dramatically slow motion falling, I suppose, grabbing one of the bottles of champagne as I go.
And as you tumble through these doors, they slam shut behind you. We will cut back up to Ruth and Jasper. As Ruth, you look down at Jasper, and it's one of those things where you look at Jasper, and then you look away into some of the other rooms real quick, and when you look back, floating behind him is a headless corpse, dressed in clothing that would have been popular 60 or 70 years ago.
Is it just floating there?
Yeah, it's sort of floating there, hovering behind and above Jasper.
And like she starts kind of like flicking her hand to tell it to go away before Jasper notices.
You see it begin to slowly reach a hand up. Kind of looming over Jasper's shoulder. As he goes, Jasper says, What are you doing?
You look really tired. Maybe you should take a nap. Close your eyes. Like just a micro nap. A little nap.
We have a job that we're supposed to be doing. I can't take a nap right now. Mr. Edison would have my skin my hide.
I won't tell him.
Roll to manipulate someone, please.
I just wanted to get traumatized. Oh, I can math. 8.
Okay. That he will do it, but only if you do something for him to show him that you mean it.
Look, I won't even tell him that you broke his equipment.
You'll cover for that.
Absolutely. Just relax. Look, he works you so hard. I see all the effort you put in, and you deserve to rest.
Okay, I suppose. You see, he sort of closes his eyes and tries to, like, breathe and meditate. And as he does so, you see the ghost behind him floats forward and through his body as he goes, "Oh, it's chilly in here, chillier than I remembered." You see, from your perspective, Ruth, this ghost is now kind of floating directly towards you through Jasper.
I try to swat it. I don't know if it does anything. I'm just like, don't touch me.
Ruth, the ghost passes straight through you, unfazed by your swatting, but seemingly uninterested in you either. As it floats through you, you turn around, you see it float through the wall behind you and then disappear into wherever that room leads.
Oh, God. Jasper, honey, I think I saw something move into that room, actually.
What? Like a rat?
If rats can fly.
Like a bat?
Maybe like a ghost.
You saw you actually saw. Well, we have to. You see, he like gets really excited and begins to run towards that door. He goes, "Well, we have to find it for Mr. Edison. Just think of how excited he'll be when he comes back up the stairs."
Oh, God. Okay. Lead the way.
We see Jasper disappears from the camera shot. As Ruth says, "Leave the way." We hear a door open off screen and then just hear, "Oh my God!" As we cut to Mildred and Jennifer and Edison standing in the foyer of the decrepit old mansion. You, from your perspective, had seen Walter walk through the door into the sitting room, and then the doors to the sitting room are slowly shut behind him.
Oh shit, Walter. Can I do a read a bad situation check?
Yeah, you certainly can.
This feels like a bad situation. I think that is sharp, and my sharp is +1, which is better than I thought it was. I don't think +1 matters because that's a 12.
Okay.
+1 is a 13.
That is a hold 3 from that list.
Okay. Hold 3 from this list. And that means I can use any of these.
Yeah, so you can ask any of those questions, and if you act on any of the information you get from those questions, you get a +1 ongoing for the rest of the scene.
Okay. First, are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yes. Jennifer, you look kind of taking more of an opportunity to look around the mansion now. And for the first time, your eyes fall upon some of the areas where the drywall has flaked off and left a gap, a little wider than a crack, just a few inches. And you can see it's not just darkness coming from behind, from some empty crawl space. It appears to be dozens of eyes that are staring back out from the walls.
Ooh. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, I'm immediately going to tell my 2 remaining friends, party members, crewmates. I'm going to say, we are being watched, watched a lot over, sort of, gesture to that wall. And that's going to lead me to my second question from this, which is, what's the where did it go? Was it what's the best way out? What is the best way out of this situation? And away from the wall eyes.
So here, Jennifer, you notice there is one thing that is the same. In both of the versions of the mansion that you've been in. And it is a radio that is sitting in the corner of the foyer. And you kind of take a look over into the sitting room, or into the study across from where Walter disappeared. And you notice there's another radio that's in the sitting room, or in the study, excuse me, that you saw on your way in as well.
Okay. I'm gonna keeping my eyes on the eyes. I'm gonna, sort of side my way over to that radio and turn it on. Is it like a listening radio or like a communicating with somebody else radio?
It's like a house listening style radio. And before you turn that on, we have to thank Offie. Thank you so much for the donation to our hunters. Y'all just got a veritable starters pack full of stuff to use to for what I've inevitably put you in some bad situations. So you will have some curses, you'll have some blesses that decrease difficulty and an instant success in your back pockets for when you need them.
I'm going to take this opportunity to call my shot and say that Jennifer Redgrave survives this situation. Nothing Daisy do and no amount of donations against us can kill me, especially not with how much awesome shit Offie just gave us. So bring it on. I'm invincible. Do your worst.
I'm going to take
Jennifer-
the opposite stand, and I'm going to say that Daisy is going to murder me. So keep throwing things at Daisy so then I can also live my best life and be murdered, please.
Jennifer, as you walk over to this radio to turn it on here, we have to cut back upstairs to Ruth. Because Ruth, you suddenly hear from the other room the crackling static of a radio being played. You follow the noise, and it's coming from where Jasper was headed towards the back of the building. This is coming from the front study that is towards the front door.
Is this like a familiar crackling static?
It is familiar in the way that most static sounds. It doesn't immediately strike you as unusual.
He's fine. And I'm gonna go to turn off the radio. On my way there though, I would like to hide the briefcase under some furniture.
Okay.
Just so in case I have to come back for it. But I'll rip out some papers and stuff to throw near the crushed machinery in case it breaks. To say oh, it broke with it.
Okay, sounds good. Then yeah, there's certainly there's a desk in here that it's easy to store the briefcase under the desk of the study before you go to switch off the radio. As you do so, we cut back to Jennifer. As Jennifer, you turn on the radio and it begins to crackle with static. You sit there and listen for a moment before it turns and shuts itself off.
Well, that's frustrating. This thing doesn't work. I'm gonna turn it back on.
As you turn it back on, Ruth, upstairs, you hear the radio turn back on.
Okay, Walter, this is you. Like, I need you to stop this. This is kind of annoying. And I turn it off.
And downstairs, Jennifer, the radio turns off.
I've turned the radio back on. This thing is just faulty. And I turn it on. I'm also gonna say like, God damn, stupid radio.
Go ahead, roll plus weird for me, Jennifer.
Oh, what is my weird? Okay. Yeah, my weird is 0, so I'm gonna just. That is a 9.
Okay. As you turn the radio on here, this time, upstairs, Ruth, you hear your daughter's voice say, "This damn radio."
Asset, is that you?
Suspect? Or do I hear that?
You do hear that.
Suspect? Can you hear me?
Why are you in the radio? Did Walter take you?
No.
Listen, I know you've bad taste in people, but like Walter?
Walter seems fine. I almost exercised him or whatever you do once, but they're fine. They're fine.
Okay, what are you doing?
We went into the basement and we went back
Yeah.
up, and we are now in a version of the house that seems to be in a spooky zone, which is not a term I've said in front of you before. That's what I'm calling it as a professional.
Very professional.
It's like an exact mirror of the house. The walls are looking at us, and everything is decrepit. And I guess I can talk to you through this radio. Anything spooky on your end?
Well, the door started moving, and then Jasper touched it, and then the door shut because Jasper touched it. And then we put a key in it, and then it turned into some kind of weird cleaning closet. And then I tried to get Jasper to like just kind of sit there so he would stop ruining things, and then a ghost went through him, and it kind of went through me, and it went into a room.
Okay. Well,
And I'm here.
also we lost Walter. They're just gone.
He kind
I
of
forgot
does
about
that.
that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to find a way back to less spooky reality. Any chance you can help from your end?
Well, you brought your big knife, right? Like I always tell you, always carry a big knife.
Always carry a big knife. The best thing you ever said to me.
You know what? I would agree with that. We could maybe like dig up and down in the floors.
We went back up. We went like down and then back up. I think we're like next to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on you?
I have 4 hand grenades, a revolver, and a knife.
Try the grenade.
At what?
The floor. I guess stealing for you, wall, I don't know.
You know what? That's actually not the worst idea you've ever had. So I'm gonna turn back to
Sometimes-
my group. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sometimes brute force is all you need.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna turn back to my group. I'm gonna pull out a grenade. Pin is still in it. It's not about to explode. And I'm gonna say,
What is-
hey. It's a grenade. Don't worry. We seem to be stuck in somewhere, and we are next to the place that we came from. We went through that door, or through that basement door there. And we went down and then back up. Which means if we go to the farthest wall that way and put a grenade, maybe we can explode our way back into reality.
But you know what? What do we have to lose?
All right. So I'm going to start heading in that direction unless anyone stops me.
I can't. But I just want to say what do we have to lose as someone's playing with a grenade? It's not the question.
But it is a beautiful spot to cut back to Walter in the honeymoon suite. You take a look around, Walter, just to assess your situation, and find yourself indeed seemingly locked in this room.
So, two things. First off, Kat donated $50 for terrible things to happen to us. But before that, they donated $30 for me to try and seduce this room. So in order to try and stave off some of the $50 ire, here's what I'm going to do. And I will let you tell me which to roll. This is either going to be manipulate, so I'll roll cool, or magic to roll, or weird. But I'm gonna find the dresser that's got where the makeup is and this, that, and the other, and open up the face powder and sprinkle it out on the top of this dresser or the top of this makeup sitting thing. Attempting to try and get to this house to communicate with me. Pop open the bottle of champagne. Well, do you have any spirits in you, or would you like some? No, that's terrible. Are you a haunted house? Because I'm in you, and I'm about to scream. Which would you like me to roll, magic or cool? Trying to get it to write something in this powder.
Cool, please.
7.
Okay. You see, starting to write out in the powder, it just says jacuzzi? Question mark?
Is there an eldritch monstrosity? Do I see tentacles? Is the jacuzzi a portal to the city of Tarsus that never sleeps?
At first glance, it appears to just be a very nice warmed jet bath. However, you have certainly enough skeptibility to be sketched out by this entire situation.
I'm gonna write in the dust. I have very sensitive skin.
It writes back, bed? Question mark?
I'm gonna fireball the door.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. What does it look like as you begin to cast your spell and use your magic?
He's gonna pick up his cane. Look, I absolutely love everything that you're trying to do here, and I always adore meeting a fan. However, it is time for Walter Williams of KBLQ to sign out and point the staff at the door and just sound waves towards the door.
Go ahead and roll to use magic, please.
7 plus 3, 10.
10. Excellent. then it will work. No, I'd say you could inflict harm on the door. As you cast this spell, the door shatters outwards. And behind it, you see a creature. You see arms and legs and heads, all attached to a giant mass of flesh on its main body. As you hear it yell out in a dozen different voices, "Stop!" and start to try to crawl in under this door.
Uzi?
We're going to hop to our first break. So, don't go anywhere, because we will be right back. Don't be too worried. Y'all got so much help to get out of this. I got so much work to do. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. Don't you worry. Tonight's the night. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more House the Devil Built here on 5% Chance. My apologies about that, but we are back and ready to rock. As I was saying, we are jumping back into the action with Walter here. Walter, you backing up more and more as this creature's body is forcing you to as it begins to crawl its way in. You see it straining the door frame as it enters, leaving cracks that splinter through the walls. What are you doing?
So first off, do I recognize this thing? Yeah, I'm a demon. Is he a demon? Is this like Steve from down the street?
Roll to investigate a mystery.
Let me see.
But I will tell you before you do that, if you're gonna use your time to try to piece things together here, you might not have time to react to something else.
All right. That being the case, what else is there? Are there any other doors in this room? I blew up a door. He said stop. Is there any other doors, any other exits, windows, tentacle-filled jacuzzi?
There is, you do see there is a window in this room. It is covered, though, in the sheen of metal. You frantically look around, and as you look around to your right, you do see a spiral that appears in the wall, and out of it, a door seems to materialize in front of you.
I'm going to charge up another attack. There's radio static emanating from the head of my cane as I point it towards this door. Just tell me what you want, friend. There's no need to be violent. And I will begin to hover a little bit.
You see this creature as it's trying to crawl through, is looking at you and goes, "You're in danger. Come with me."
You know, that is the least terrifying thing I've heard in this room. Lead the way.
You see it begins to push itself back out from this doorway into what you see now is turned into a large hallway beyond. However, as you go to take a step and follow whatever this strange creature is, you feel something wrap itself around your ankle, as I am going to use the House Fights Back that was donated from Whitmore to cause the bed sheets around the bed to begin to come to life and hover up and begin to wrap themselves around your ankles, working themselves, making it harder and harder for you to walk until you're begun to be dragged backwards. As you look, you see the bed has turned into like where the mattress is, it looks like a large fleshy muscle where the bed headrest and the bed frame have turned into jaws and are growing teeth as you begin to be drawn back towards this bed that is now a gaping maw.
I am going to fight back. And just bring the mic up to my mouth. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. I say again, this is only a test. If this were an actual emergency, I would have fucked shit up. And sound waves explode from my body, trying to get out of these bed sheets and fly back out the door.
Okay, go ahead and roll to use magic, please.
Okay, so I rolled 5. That should give me an 8. I would like to, if nobody's upset about it, pull 2 points from our bless pool
Take
and
it.
bump
Use
that
those
up
points.
to a 10. 10.
Okay. It works, and the sheets are torn to shreds as the sound waves rip through them. The maw creature is slammed into the back of the wall here. And as you turn, you see the other furniture in the room has begun to morph and slowly turn and grow limbs and begin to crawl after you as you run out into the hallway after this creature. We are going to cut to Jennifer and Mildred.
Present.
Where are you headed with this grenade now?
I am headed towards the wall that is closest directionally towards where we came from. Now, I know we went down and then back up, but like if we were going down to the east, then the westmost wall is the wall closest to the other version of the house, right? Yeah. And so I'm kind of following that logic, you know, direction of the basement, past it, the farthest wall. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
Is Edison still with us?
He is. Yes, he is following behind you here. As heading in that direction, you work your way through the dining room, through another door, and into what appears to be a ballroom of sorts. Although most of the wood of the dance floor has worn away to leave almost a hole into the basement itself. There's a piano that sits in the center of the room near the dance floor. You can see there is a turret building that sticks out where the dance floor is, the walls of which are covered in portraits that have worn away so much with age that whatever figures they once depicted are nothing more than hazy shapes of color. Around this wall would be the wall that you are looking at here.
Okay. Before I do that, though, there's a hole almost into the basement?
Yes. Yeah, kind of worn through where the wood is rotted away.
I mean, we could just get back into the basement that way. Also, I get the strangest feeling that piano is going to try to eat me. Pretty common, actually.
And why don't you throw it towards the piano, but at the wall too?
Is that viable? Is the piano close enough to the wall that I can?
Mhm.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna.
There is. I'm sorry. There is a wall that is near the piano. You can see there are similar double glass doors that are on this wall, and you can see there is what appears to be that metal behind those doors, as well as a wall that continues on. You could get all of that in the same area.
Yeah, let's throw a grenade. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure which one of these skills best fits recklessly throwing a grenade at a wall.
You're not recklessly throwing it. We are
That's true. We are
precisely throwing it.
precisely throwing it like a professional.
On the bright
Professional.
side, having thrown a grenade, you don't have to be very precise.
That's concerning and good to know at the same time.
Okay. I'm going to say, please act under pressure for me with a
Okay.
plus cool.
I also have bottle it up, so I can do additions to that if I want to, but I'm not sure I'm going to need it because I have a +3 on cool. That is a 6. +3 is a 9. Can I use some of those blesses to make that up to a 10, just so we can get that good success?
Fine with me.
All right, +1. Says 1 bless to make it a 10. Thank you again, Offie.
And thank you, Cats for Chaos and Arson, for sending me 2 instant failures specifically against Jess. That I'm going to cash in here.
What if
Piano.
what if I help? Then technically it's not against Jess. Technically it's against both of us, and that the rules there say specifically against Jess, does not include another person.
I don't know that works, but I like
Why
where
are
your
you
head's
giving
at.
them the idea?
I mean, no, it works completely. Sorry.
I mean, if you would like to expose yourself to the danger of this grenade as well, Mildred, you
No,
are more than
absolutely
welcome
not.
to.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
no.
I'm in the other room. I have not moved. You and Edison can have all the fun. Actually, we'll push Edison towards.
If that piano tries to eat me, I am tripping Edison.
So, Jennifer, what happens here is you set the grenade. You pull the pin on the grenade and set it down near the wall, and you run back behind this couch that both you and Edison are watching over as a barricade. You sit there and you wait. And you wait. And you wait, and it's just about at the point where Edison turns to you and goes, "Are you sure that thing is going to..." There's the explosion that goes off. You're both thrown backwards in this cloud of dust and dirt and piano debris that goes flying across the room. And as you are beginning to... I'm gonna... How much damage does your grenade do?
It says 4 harm, far area, messy, loud, reload.
Okay.
I have 3 armor, so.
Okay. So you're not doing too bad. You only take 1 harm through all that armor. However, as you are coughing and picking yourself up and thanking whoever you think that you've invested in good armor, you turn and you see Edison has what appears to be a large chunk of piano that is sticking through his torso.
Oh, shit.
Also,
Billionaire's dying.
unfortunately, as you are looking over at Edison through this cloud of dust and debris, for the briefest of moment, Jennifer, you see a shadow run by. You notice its presence more through the trail and the swirl of dust that it leaves behind than its actual visuals. In the foyer, if that's where Mildred, you were staying in the other room, in the foyer, you hear the explosion, and as you turn to see what has happened, both of the doors fly open, and you feel this rush of wind that blows past you before you hear a loud ta-tung and feel the reverberations from the stone door to the basement behind you. And then we cut upstairs to Ruth as you are finishing up this conversation on the radio, turning back towards seeing where Jasper is, you hear from another room far off in the manor somewhere a clock strike 4 times before the basement door in front of you is blown open with a rush of wind before slamming shut once again. What are you doing here, Ruth?
Do I still hear Jasper?
Oh, he's nowhere to be found. As you go to look into the room where he left, you do not see any signs of Jasper.
Oh, fuck. God, goodness. Can I go to where I heard the door?
The basement door, you mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
Does it look different after hearing the noise?
It doesn't appear any different, other than having swung open and back shut.
But when I open it, can I open it still with the key?
You can, and it still opens to this supply closet.
Can I put a foot in to see if it, is just a normal supply closet?
You certainly can. You're able to put a foot in, and then sort of lean in more if you want to until you're standing in the supply closet.
Mm-hmm. I do that.
Okay. Yeah, you're standing in a small supply closet.
Okay. I'm gonna step out of it and push all the broken remains from outside in there when I close it. Can I see any other doors?
Yeah. So from here, in the foyer, there's the door to your left that led into the study where you stashed the briefcase. There is the door to the dining room where Jasper went. That is to your right. Ahead of you is a door to the sitting room, and then there's a staircase that leads upstairs.
And it's quiet. I don't hear Jasper yelling anymore.
You do not.
Ruth is just gonna let out this heavy sigh. I'm gonna walk towards the dining room, but I'm gonna make sure my assault rifle's out, just pointed, in case there's anything when I step in there.
Okay. You step into the dining room, Ruth, and you see the table that sits there. Once finely gilded with golden inlays, worn over time, but still the original table that is in Hawthorne Manor is now covered in blood and symbols. But no one appears to be in the dining.
Is the blood fresh?
Go ahead and roll to investigate a mystery, please.
Oh god. Ew. 9.
Okay, that is a hold 1.
Ooh. Can I figure out what happened here?
Yeah, as you check around, you see in on one of the serving tables that's in the corner of the room, Jasper's bag. You see it opened, and laying next to it is a scalpel. You see a trail of blood that drips down from where Jasper's bag is over to the table where it looks like it starts to be written. And then you see it trail through a set of doors to your right.
I'm gonna first go to his bag. Is there anything of value to me in there?
Jasper does in fact have some blueprints and some design notes that as you scroll through contain sketches of the ghost radiant.
I fold them up as tightly as I can and I tuck them in my shirt.
Okay.
And I will continue following this trail of blood. Gun still held up.
Then as you open these doors, you find yourself led into a period recreation of the original Hawthorne ballroom. A finely gilded wooden floor, a brand new piano, the furniture nice and new, the walls covered in murals of the Hawthorne family, and kneeling in the middle of the dance floor, his arms covered in blood, smiling up at you, is Jasper. You see, floating behind Jasper are 2 figures. One, the headless ghost you saw before. The other, a woman, dressed in a green dress, covered in a red stain around her abdomen. In one hand, she holds a severed head, and in the other, she holds a knife. And Jasper says, "Don't you see it? We've got everything we wanted."
I don't have everything I want.
You see, he reaches a blood-covered hand out to you. He goes, "I can show you."
No, thank you. I use my purse bag to push his hand away from me. I'm good.
Well then, let me show you anyways. You see, as he raises his hands to his scalp, we are going to cut to Jennifer. Well, we're going to cut to Mildred. Mildred, what are you doing after you hear this explosion and see the basement door swing open briefly?
Can I go try the basement door?
You can, and it is locked.
Okay. Since there's a big explosion, can I go see if the eyes are still in the hole that we looked at earlier?
Yes, and they do appear to be there, staring back at you as ever present as they were before.
Can I investigate a mystery?
Sure can. Go ahead and roll sharp, please.
That's a 10.
Okay, that gives you a hold 2.
What is being concealed here?
Fun way to ask that. I love that.
There is a reason, Mildred, that this metal is present around this place. And you sense a very strong magical connection to it.
What sort of creature is it?
Putting some pieces together here, Mildred, the eyes, the house, the shifting of reality. You think this is something very, very old. Something that has been trying to get out for a long time. Something pushing at the cracks as they appear.
Can I try talking to it?
You sure can.
What would happen if we let you out?
Are you speaking this out loud, or are you using your telepathy, or what does this look like? Like, who are you saying this to here?
I think Mildred would say it out loud because there's nobody else around.
You, Mildred, hear a creaking of a door that opens. And you look behind you and you see that there's a door on a piece of the wall where there wasn't before. And there's a light that is shining through this door.
I'm going to go in the other room and grab I'm gonna poke my head in and I'm gonna Psst. Jennifer.
Yeah. Hey, yeah.
Oh, I see your
Yeah,
there's
he's bleeding. There's
wow. What
um,
if Do we have to? Can we leave him? Because I got something in the other room that I think we want to go look at. It's just a guy.
How
It's just a guy.
dying does Thomas Edison look? Because like, if he's beyond my ability to save, I'm not.
His wound is unstable, and if left in this condition, will continue to deteriorate.
All right, I think. Just give me one moment. I've got the medic perk, which gives me a med kit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna try to roll to do first aid, which lets me roll with cool. And one of my dice is gonna fall off of my desk, and it's gonna end up being 3 and a 1 plus 3 is 7. So I can choose to stabilize or heal 2 harm. I'm gonna choose to stabilize him.
Okay. Then as you are able to sort of patch up the areas where he's bleeding the worst, you believe that as long as nothing dramatic happens, the wound should remain stabilized, at least until you can get him proper medical attention.
Yeah. And I'm gonna
feel-
tell him. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel as the DM says, as long as nothing dramatic happens, everyone in the party simultaneously sneezes.
Shoo. Sorry. No, he's alive. He's fine. Just stay there, Thomas, for just a moment. All right. Wait, what was this thing you wanted to go look at?
There's a a door.
A door.
You want to go
A
look
new
at it?
Yeah.
A new
let's go.
door. Yeah, let's go. Okay, we're gonna go through the door.
Okay.
Okay.
What were you doing when this door appeared?
We don't ask questions. We're just walking through the door.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough, I guess.
As the two of you step through the door, we are going to cut to Walter Williams, now running through a series of winding and turning hallways with this large, multi-limbed creature climbing ahead of you. You turn back behind you to see there is the furniture from the suite is crawling and running and leaping down the hallway after you. What are you doing here, Walter?
I imagine, like, in my head, the way I'm picturing this, I'm not running. I'm flying backwards, with just maybe 2 or 3 feet away from Igor, and just blasting as I go. And now a special report: your demise. Tune in as I, and it's another soundwave blast, and like a chair that's growing teeth leaps up and just explodes into splinters. Tune in next time, and we'll see how far the hero goes. And I just start blasting.
Amazing. Go ahead and roll to use magic.
All right. Ooh, 13.
Okay. Then yeah, you are sitting there as these pieces of furniture start to leap out at you, blasting them to smithereens. The creature ahead of you roars out with one of its heads that is facing the back towards you. Says, follow me up ahead. It will be safe.
As much as Walter would like to continue this because he feels like he looks cool, he realizes he does not have an audience, so he's going to follow.
Gotcha. Go ahead to... I'm going to say go ahead to act under pressure.
Ooh, I think that's a cool roll. That is a
Yes,
cool roll. Okay,
please.
I'm fairly decent at those. Ooh, it's 11 on the die. It's another 13.
Amazing. Then yeah, Walter, you're able to easily glide up to catch up to this creature as you begin to get some distance now between you and the creatures, the monsters that are chasing you. You see behind you, it's not only them that are chasing you, but the house itself appears to be folding and collapsing in on
that.
itself.
Really hate that.
As you look up ahead, the creature bursts into there's a doorway up ahead. You see the creature says there, kind of opens this doorway and shoves its way through. You can see the door frame is bent out at certain places where this creature has obviously come in and out through this door many times. As you run in through the door, it slams behind you, and you can hear the sound of wood creaking and pipes groaning rush past the door and fade off into the silence. And you turn, and you're now standing there with this creature that takes up most of the room that you are in. But it's a very simple, bare wooden room. It looks like it's been left empty for the most part. There's some bookshelves off to the side, a small bed in the corner, and a desk to the side, to the left of you where you stand.
He's gonna dust it, like the plaster dust off of him, pick a little bit of like splinter out of his hair, cast prestidigitation. Walter Williams from Walla Walla, Washington, and WRAL. It's a pleasure. I'm not sure which of your hands I should be shaking, but you, my good friend, have earned a free autograph. What is all of this?
You see the creature kind of like leans down, and one of its hands extends down to shake yours.
Oh, you're a lefty.
And in its multi-voiced way, it says, "My name is Catherine. I have been stuck here for a long time. I'm sorry, I don't know what those words you said meant."
What year of our Lord was it when you wandered into this mansion, as it were?
I first died in 1859.
So
I-
it's. Oh, please go ahead.
I died again a few years after. Been here since.
Well, it is currently at 1914. And how would we go about getting you and the rest of us, me predominantly, but perhaps my compatriots, if we could, out of here? Also, Edison, he's on the cusp of this radio that I really need him to finish.
If you've made your way down here, I'm sorry, but there's not much hope for you to get out.
You see, that is what our boys fighting the Krauts would have called a losing attitude.
Don't know what Krauts
You'll
are.
get there. You'll get there. There's so much we have to catch you up on. There's a lovely ship I know that's getting ready to set sail. It's called the Titanic. We'll get you a cruise on it as soon as we get out of here. But first, what have you tried so I know what not to try?
Well, the house moves.
We saw that. It also bites.
Yes. It's been gaining more control of it. Things
How-
are
No, please. Things are.
starting to change more.
Why? What started all of it?
Well, I don't know.
How did you come here? Don't say through the front door. I got that part.
My husband, he did something. He tried to bring me back from the dead, but it went wrong. Something came back with me, and that's why I look the way I do now.
Not a day over 40.
There are some that have been here longer. Two. I think they were a couple, but the house, it has them.
Could you perhaps take me back to the room where he brought you back, where this all went wrong? I imagine there may be some sort of portal there, an opening, a door.
I can try. We will have to be quick, though.
Following you, madam.
Then as you step back out through the doorway into the halls again, we are going to cut back to Ruth. Ruth, you see Jasper holding his hands up at his scalp, begins to dig them into his skin. He sees to pull apart as the skin begins to rip open. You can see the musculature beneath it as he begins to unfold the skin from around him.
Do I have a moment while he's doing this?
You sure do, yeah.
Jasper, honey, I think you should really just maybe save your breath and just beg for mercy instead. And I'm gonna shoot him in the face if I can.
Absolutely. Please roll to kick some ass.
Mercy killing. Holy shit.
How many thingies do we have in our pool left?
Oh, like 16, right? Take them.
16, yes.
Can I take 2 to make it a 12?
Sure can.
Yes,
Oh, well.
please.
Amazing. So that means you also get one extra effect here. What would you like?
Can I, because it's an assault rifle, can I make it so like he kind of recoils back and it drives the enemy away for a little bit?
I'm sorry, he does what?
It's like your attack drives the enemy away in a route.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, so what happens here? You shoot Jasper in the face, and the body flies backwards through the ghostly figures, slamming into the wall behind you. You see him lying limp there. And then you see his arm begin to twitch and slowly reach up to the point at which he had finished and begin slowly peeling the skin away from his body more. You can see
I'm-
the other hand begin to continue on with this process.
I'm just gonna start backing away, gun pointed, but like I'm just gonna keep walking out. This
You
is
are
not the job.
you are able to back out as you you back out from the room as he continues this process. What are you doing as you back out through back into the dining room?
Can I like? I'm not very strong, but can I try and push the table to the door?
Sure.
Just-
um
I didn't get paid for this. I have the plans. I'm good.
Go ahead and roll to act under pressure, please, Ruth.
Oh god. Okay. $10.
Okay. Then yeah, you are able to, in the adrenaline of the situation, pull that table over in front of the door, giving yourself a barricade.
Yeah, that seems okay. Maybe I should just burn the place. Jennifer's in here. I could burn the place. And I'm just gonna contemplate that.
And on that note, we will cut back to Jennifer and Mildred, who has stepped through this portal doorway of light. You see yourselves overcome in this light, it blinding your faces for a moment before it fades. Mildred, what did it describe the scene for us, please? What did it look like the day or the night that you got your powers?
So it was like any other night. Mildred went over to an extravagantly fancy house that had no reason to use that much wealth on the opulence of the decor, of the staff. And it was just a little gathering amongst friends where they're all cutthroat and miserable together. And Mildred had the lights turned down low, had the party gather around a table, and started her show. But this time it just felt different. There was just something had changed. As she began to pretend to roll her eyes back as if she was channeling a lost loved one, something slipped in, and she began to become violently ill. And the new electricity just exploded and put the entire room into actual darkness. And there were no people left, just Mildred.
Ooh.
Mildred and Jennifer, as we step through this portal of light, you two find yourselves back in this house, watching yourself from a third person perspective, sitting at this table, about to conduct And in the moment that the electricity strikes out and the lights shatter and you recoil from the fear of what happened, you begin to hear applause. You begin to hear cheering. As you open your eyes, you see in the darkness yourself glowing like a beacon of light, as all of the people at this party are not frightened nor disgusted, but enthralled by this display of your powers. And as you take in this scene, we see another door of light open before you.
Are you okay with this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. If this shows more of your past, is that gonna be okay? I don't want to see anything I'm not supposed to.
I mean, at this point, what don't you know?
Oh, that's fair, but everyone should have private moments.
Well, our family doesn't have private moments.
Yeah. Okay, if you're okay with it, let's keep going. One more door.
One more door.
All right. I guess we go through that next door.
This time, as you step through the door and the light envelops your eyes again, Jennifer,
Yes.
what is the one choice or decision that Jennifer replays over and over and over again in her mind?
So, and I think, Sin, if you're okay with this, there was probably a point in time where you tried to get Jennifer to do what you do. And instead, she wanted a legit job that was above board and doesn't hurt anybody. And I think that was also probably the moment that her relationship with her parents started to fall apart. And I think that's the biggest regret she has.
As the light fades, Jennifer, you and Mildred find yourselves in an office building. You hear the bustling of the traffic and the people outside. You smell the old coffee that is on a pot somewhere off in the office, and you see yourself sitting at a desk. You glance over at the door, and you can see on the glass door, written facing outwards, are the words director, with underneath printed Jennifer Redgrave. You see there's a shadow that appears at the door before it knocks, before you hear your own voice say, "Come in." The door opens, and you see your mother standing. She asks you if you're ready for the meeting. You gather some paperwork together. And then as you approach the door, there's a moment where your mom just sort of stands there and smiles at you and tells you that she's proud of you.
Ooh.
And then the two of you leave the room and the door shuts.
Can I grab your hand?
Yeah, absolutely. I think Jennifer needs that. She goes, well, I know for sure this isn't real now.
So mine was real and yours was not.
I don't know.
What
Is
is
that
it trying to tell us?
Is that exactly how it happened for you that day? People applauding, light everywhere? Or is
Well, I
this...
mean, not the applause, but whose memory are we watching? Because it's not mine. It's not yours.
I think it's trying to show us what it thinks we want.
I don't want that.
I want this, but I know it'll never be like this. This isn't real. I don't want this either.
As you say this, there is another door that opens.
Whew. Okay. Go.
Together?
Together. We got this. I'm gonna grip your hand tighter as we walk through.
I've got my arm like wrapped around your arm. Like we're very cold and walking through the snow.
Oh yeah, like we are holding so tightly right now.
This is fine.
As the
Everything's
two
fine.
of you disappear through this doorway of light, we are going to go to our second break.
Oh,
But don't go anywhere,
oh,
Oh my god.
because we're going to be
My
right
heart.
back, friends,
oh.
with the exciting conclusion to episode 4 of The House the Devil Built, coming right up here on 5% Chance. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the exciting conclusion of episode 4 of The House the Devil Built. We are going to pick things back up with Walter Williams. As you and Catherine burst out of the room and begin to tear through these hallways again. You see Catherine ahead of you says, the door to the attic should be marked somehow. We just need to find our way there.
So really quick, because like a 13 on somebody else's kick-ass roll got him an extra little benefit. Can I say that with the 13 that I rolled, the radios in the house crackled, so at least people know I'm fighting things and I'm alive?
Sure, yeah, that makes very, very thematic sense. And then every time Walter casts a spell, there's a little like static burst from all the radios in the house.
So same as before. I'm still flying backwards. I imagine like a scissor kick kind of backwards thing, finger gunning like sound wave blast. As what I imagine is essentially a house that is a mimic filled with other mimics is chasing us down this gelatinous hallway.
Not inaccurate in certain ways. It's a way of thinking about it, certainly. As you do this, go ahead, please roll. I'm gonna say this time to kick some ass, please.
Very well.
As you are blasting bits and pieces of this house, candelabras that swing down at you, a rug that jumps up in your face, a painting that swings off of the wall.
So I have unholy strength, so I'm rolling weird when I roll kick some ass. And that is going to be a 5, a 2, so that's 7, plus 3, that's a 10.
Okay, that gets you one extra effect as well.
Can the extra effect be finding the door to the attic?
It can be, but you will suffer a little bit of harm as you can't fight back against all of these creatures at once.
it.
Hmm?
Bring it.
Okay. Then yeah, as you inflict your damage on these creatures, they inflict it back on you. You take 2 harm as a like a marble bust of a head sprouts these bat-like fleshy wings and flies straight at you. It hits you across the jaw.
I
Healing.
imagine when that happens, like his jaw like dislocates. Another move I have is immortal. So whenever I suffer harm, I suffer 1 less. So for just a split second, like the Skrilla, I don't know the word of his eyes, like turns black. His jaw knits back together, still bleeding a little bit. And he goes right back to normal. So 1 harm, got it.
Amazing. You find the door to the attic as up ahead of you. You see written in a plaque on the door. It appears to have been changed out over the years, but you can see it does say attic. You kind of pass it as you're running down one corridor. It's off a chute to the other one, so you pass it and then double back and see it down this new branch.
Question numero dos. Did I do any harm to it with my attacks?
You did, yes.
Perfect. My attacks are life stealing. I just needed to pay attention to me. So as I'm shooting, I'm knitting like the blows are coming in, but as long as it's paying attention to me, I'm knitting myself back together.
Very cool. Very cool.
All right, so you said we see the entrance to the attic. One hand blasting a tea set that's coming up. The other hand back behind me blasting the attic door.
Okay. You blast it. It slams open, and you can see the stairs that are up, curving up behind it. Catherine doubles back, and the two of you rush down towards this attic. You slam the door behind you, and unfortunately, this time can feel the pressure as various objects begin to slam into this door from the other side.
Hate to say this, but you are a very, how should I put this politely, voluptuous woman. Would you please sit upon the door?
I will block the path, hold them off.
That is a much better way to say it than I did. And I will lift up my staff and light up the room.
You find yourself in what appears to be the remains of some kind of scientific laboratory. You can see there's a large table in the center. There's papers that are scattered all about. There's a char mark in the roof, as well as over most of the area surrounding the table, as if a large explosion had occurred there. You can see that there's a chunk of the roof that is missing, and behind it you can see that familiar sheen of metal.
Are there any notes that surface, so I can see the center point of this explosion? Any notes, any journals, anything that survived?
Yeah, go ahead to investigate a mystery, please.
Not my sharpest skill. Ooh, but I rolled an 8 on the die, and I get a +0 to that. 8.
Okay. That is a hold 1. Go ahead and ask one question for me, please.
So there are specific questions I can ask. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can it hurt? Where did it go? I know what happened here. I'm trying to in my head, I'm trying to like reverse everything that happens. Like I'm trying to find like a focal point, an object. If is there a something that I sense a power, an entity from? Like, is there an artifact in this room? I'm casting sense magic.
Yeah, I will say, that would fall under, I think, what is being concealed here.
Yes,
Um,
that.
So, as you are looking through some of these papers over by this desk that appears to have been impacted by some kind of object, you find a small black grimoire. As you pick it up and leaf through it, Walter, you would recognize the script that is in this grimoire.
It's the same text
Though
that's on my arm, isn't it?
no mortal would, yes. It is a demonic script. And as you flip through this book, you're able to easily translate it. These are a set of rituals that, if followed correctly and precisely, would have a number of different effects, from raising the dead to creating portals to communicating with the afterlife to breaking certain seals.
Is there? I'm going to check the index, like table of contents, as it were. So there's summoning things, there's opening things, there's creating things. Is there a way to close this door?
As you flip through the back of the book, you kind of find nothing but more rituals. So you flip back towards the front of the book, and you see there is a warning that is written in the front of the book that, to anyone who could properly read, is evident and clear as day, though to those who are only shown bits and pieces, specific sections would have been concealed from them. The quote reads, "Once love is beheaded, hope dies twice, and faith has lost its way. The hubris of man will summon forth the harbinger to open the gate." There were things holding this at bay. You're not sure how many of these remain intact.
I'm going to look at Catherine, and with my demonic sense, is she, for lack of a better term, a demonic door jam?
Could you clarify what you mean by that?
The hubris of man brought something forth that's opening the portal. Is her being somewhat alive keeping this thing open?
I would ask you to roll to investigate a mystery, please.
Oh, this is weird. Can I use my weird to roll this?
I'll allow it.
Oh, thank you, because otherwise it's +0. 8.
8. Okay, that's one more question.
And I'm asking this under my breath. I'm like searching. I'm not talking to her. Descending Catherine to a nice farm where everyone's puppy goes. close this portal?
Walter, as you are flipping through the grimoire, trying
I'm
to
about to ask her to look at the rabbits.
search for something, you notice something. It is a ritual that will bring back someone from the dead. And you see scrawled around the edges of this page, in the margins, written in blood, are the words, "Please help me. I don't want to die again. Hawthorne." As you see this, two things kind of come in place in your mind. And you think Catherine fits the hope dies twice portion of what you've read. So killing her a third time, you don't think would close that back up. However,
No.
as you are glancing and taking a look through this grimoire, behind you, we see a shape that looms as you just slowly see a shadow start to cover your book. And you turn around and you see the large medical table has stood up on both of its ends and crashes down towards you, pinning you to the ground beneath it. You take 3 harm, which would be reduced down to 2. And we are going to cut to Mildred and Jennifer.
All of you on the radios just hear one word: pineapple.
Pineapple.
We didn't talk about safe words before we did this, so that does not help any of us, does it?
Mildred and Jennifer, you step out. You step out from this portal, the light slowly fading, your vision coming back to you, and you find yourself standing in front of Hawthorne Manor, on top of Mount Washington, looking out over the city of Pittsburgh. You're not sure what time this is, but it's not from the year that you're from. You think this is from far, far in the future. There are giant gleaming metal buildings. There are contraptions that fly through the air. There are dozens of bridges that span across the length of the rivers here, where there used to be boats going back and forth. And you see several statues. They are statues that are dedicated to each of the 4 of you: Mildred, Jennifer, Ruth, and Walter. They tower 100, 150, 200 feet in the air. You're shown a vision where the 4 of you, at some point in time in the future, are worshipped like gods.
Ooh. Can't imagine what kind of job would have made people like me that much. I just want to get off work. That's a lot of responsibility.
Are there Do we see any plaques around the statues that would dedicate or explain why?
Ooh.
Are there names of the statues?
You do not see any like museum plaques or things that go into large detail, but there is one large plaque beneath the statues in the center of them that just reads, "To the founders of our new age."
Yeah, no, that's way too much work. That's way too much responsibility. I'll never get a day off. Jesus Christ.
Do you think he's here too?
Oh. I don't know if he is. Maybe we could ask him to make this not happen. Oh, wow.
What?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know about you, Mildred, but I do not want to be this important. I mostly just want to be left alone.
The perception of me is the worst thing I could imagine, and now we're trapped as statues that are 200 feet in the air. Would
And-
have
Yeah. Back into the house?
yes.
Yeah. Less frightening than this.
Uh,
I'm
I mean,
going.
if it's in the future, then we don't have to put up with it, right? This is somebody else's problem, not ours.
Everyone else's problem. I went back into Hawthorne Manor. That is less scary than this level of whatever the hell is in front of me. Can I go back to the manor?
Yeah. You turn, and the doorway is still there, and the two of you walk through this doorway and find yourselves in one of the rooms of Hawthorne Manor. Bare, just the cracked dry walls, the rotting wooden floors, and in the very center, there is a stone about the size of a basketball or so that just has the words "Turn Back" burned on it.
Don't love that.
I
Go ahead.
I'll just turn back around. I'll follow the directions for the stone.
I was gonna investigate mystery or maybe read a bad situation because I feel like with all of the reality jumping stuff we're doing,
Yeah.
this is a really bad situation.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll to read a bad situation. Mildred, as you turn back around, you see the golden doorway of light that is standing there still, almost beckoning you towards it.
I got a 13.
Okay. That gives you what? Hold 3.
Yeah. And on a 12 plus, I can ask the keeper any question I want about the situation, not just the listed ones.
Yes.
And so my question is going to be, if we keep going through these golden doors, if we turn back and keep going through these golden doors, is that going to get worse for us? Or rather, is
Worse
that...
by your standard.
Yeah, because it could get worse and then better. I guess what I should be saying is like, is that leading us to certain doom, or do we get
It
the feeling it's something else?
appears to be leading you to whatever it is that your heart dreams of. You get the sense maybe it was learning, and maybe I took a wrong guess, but it'll get it right.
I'm gonna turn around and look at the door. Actually, before I do that, what's the best way out?
Jennifer, the house isn't lying to you. The best way out is through that door.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna look at that door. I'm gonna say, Mildred, I don't know about you. You could show us anything at once, but all I want is to get back to where we were, outside of this manor, in the real world, with everything the way it was when we left. Or the way it is now, I guess.
How many doors have we gone through? We've gone through 3.
3.
What if this just isn't ours? What if this door doesn't belong to us, but it belongs to somebody else in our party?
Oh, maybe.
What if this is somebody else's vision of the future that isn't you or me?
No, I could see that.
Feels like Walter, right?
Yeah, it feels like I was gonna think of the
God,
same thing.
So stupid.
Is Walter's statue slightly taller than all of ours? Because that's the dead giveaway.
Is he like really buff, like in his chest?
So
More-
they are like generally to scale. So if Walter is the tallest amongst you in real life, then they would be in statue form as well.
He's absolutely not. Walter's 5'4".
Okay.
No. Short king.
Yeah, I guess there's no way to know for sure. But yeah, let's
We'll
let's
just
go through this
keep,
door.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we step through a door.
Can I bring the rock with me?
Sure.
Thank you. That's it.
As you bring the rock with you, we're gonna pop back up to Ruth. Ruth, as you pull the table in front of the door to the ballroom where you left Jasper, who was peeling off his skin. Where are you going next?
I'm gonna go get the little briefcase. And I'm gonna look for oil or gasoline lamps.
Okay. So we had established in the previous episode, I believe, that Hawthorne Manor had been newly renovated to this newfangled electricity that everyone was talking about. But go ahead. I will say you do find
I mean, I'll also roll to see if I can start an electrical fire. I'm also okay with that.
Yeah.
right? Go ahead and act under pressure for me, please.
I guess we're not in the house, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Some of us still are.
Oh,
You'll
sucks
be
to suck, huh?
fine.
9.
Okay. So would you like a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay?
A price to pay.
Okay. Then Ruth, what does it look like? What are you doing to start this electrical fire?
So I think after I get the briefcase, I start looking for like any hints of where like electricity would be. And I take out my big knife, the one that matches with Jennifer's. I assume I know enough that this is gonna ruin the knife. I look at it very lovingly. There's a little J like engraved into the metal close to the hilt. I'm gonna give it a kiss, and I'm gonna stab it into like one of like the outlets. I just start trying to like stab until it starts something and there's sparks.
Yeah, Ruth, it does not take long for you to produce sparks, and with a house this old and this dry, they catch quickly. As what room do you want to start the fire in?
Would there be a hallway outlet?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it right where the dining room and the hallway meet, just in case that thing comes for me. There's a little barrier as I'm heading out.
Gotcha. Yeah, as the sparks begin to spread from this outlet, burning the floor, spreading along the wall, beginning to light the doorway on fire here as well. You hear from behind there in the dining room the sound of something slamming against the doorway. You hear the table rattling out backwards as something is trying to get through that doorway that you had barricaded.
Well, no longer my problem. And I just start heading out.
It's my mom.
Okay. Then we are going to go back to Walter, as Walter, you find yourself trapped beneath a large operating table. You see the sides of this table have begun to slowly press downwards as it's trying to envelop your entire body beneath it. What would you like to do?
Bad touch. I'm going to use magic and cast grease on myself and fly out from underneath it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll weird for me, please.
That is gonna be a 9.
Okay. Then that will glitch. So you can pick one of the glitches off of that
Ooh.
list.
Effect harm. Let's see. Glitch. Effect is weakened, shorter duration. Take 1 harm, ignore armor. The magic draws immediate unwelcome attention. Has a. You know what, Daisy? We've known each other for a long time, right? Like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I trust you when I say this. It has a problematic side effect.
Oh.
Okay. Walter, you cast this spell,
Mm-hmm.
coating yourself in grease.
Telling my friends that I cast this spell. Yes.
You zip out from underneath this table and get back to your feet.
Yeah.
As you turn around and realize the room has begun to fill with smoke.
Well,
As fire begins to lick up from the floors, you realize you are covered in a very flammable substance.
oh no.
Oh.
I'm gonna try and cast magic
Okay.
to see if I can get a sense of what's going on in the rest of the house. I want to reverse the polarity on the radios in the house to turn them into microphones. can I hear Ruth fucking me?
All day, baby.
Go ahead and roll weird again.
I rolled a 5, but I also just spent 30,000 points in chat to give myself a +3, so that's going to be an 8.
Okay. That will get you a glitch again. I know.
I'll take the reverb. I'll take the damage.
Okay. So mark off 1 harm, please, as trying to peer into and out of this reverberates back into you.
Mhm.
Walter, you see the house is on fire everywhere. Above and below.
Do I think that the destruction of this house, if this house burns down, it will close this portal?
Unfortunately, Walter.
Daisy, don't do this to me.
Oh, but here's the thing. I haven't done anything. Ruth, however, Ruth has done quite a few things.
So I'm slightly torn because I'm a demon and I enjoy being on this side, but it's a territorial thing. Like, I don't want other people encroaching on my turf. Because I'm snacking on people's attention. I don't know what this thing wants, but I've seen what this thing wants. But if I go back, it took me a long time to get here in the first place. Can I find a focal point for this thing? Like, is there a beating gelatinous mass of her husband somewhere in the core of this house?
Through what means are you trying to locate it?
It's gonna be magic.
Okay. Go ahead and roll weird.
All right, that's not bad. 9.
9.
Which will
Okay.
get me a glitch.
Yeah.
I will take more damage. I will take another point of damage.
We have 14
as you
pluses.
push through this pain, enduring it further to try to locate with this sight a focal point, a center of where this is coming from. Walter, you realize you are inside the focal point. The house isn't a metaphor. It is the thing. And you are all in its literal belly. As we will take this opportunity to cut to Mildred and Jennifer. Mildred and Jennifer, as you step through this portal at the same time that Ruth is starting this fire, the vision changes into a hellscape. Everything is on fire everywhere. You stand out over a valley of flame and lava and death.
Oh, if these are everyone's fantasies, this is definitely my parents. Is that? Am I wrong? You
I
met?
just, if something's happening and if something's happened that we're unaware of, and this is Walter getting banished and then trying to come back, and that is their vision, that's their driving force. Is it our driving forces? Is that what these are? Your need to find somebody to be proud of you, my need to forget a singular moment in my life.
The last one could also have been my need to have someone be proud of me, because that's the entire world being proud of me, actually. Oh. Wow, yeah, I should get a therapist. Oh.
If you get a good one, will you let me know?
Yeah, 100%. But I don't understand what this would be. It's a hellscape. Can I check to see if we're in like any immediate danger? Because you said everything's on fire and it's like an actual hellscape. But you said we're outside, right? Like we're not in the house that's on fire?
Correct. Yeah. This one is going to be pretty evident to you as you begin to look around. You see, there is like a flood of lava that is racing up the hill towards Hawthorne Manor, which you stand outside of.
Oh dear. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that is hot lava coming.
The floor is lava.
I would love to not be here. I would love to be. Go ahead.
Is there another doorway? Is there another way? Do you see anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna start frantically looking for another doorway because there is lava coming up the hill towards us. In the door, out the door, or inside the house, outside the house. Any doorway I can find.
Yeah, I mean, you are standing outside of Hawthorne Manor, so there is the door, the front door that leads back into the manor.
Glowy golden doorways is what I'm looking for.
Right.
I can go through the front door to look for it, but there is lava coming towards this house, so I don't think in the house is going to be much safer.
Does the rock still say turn back?
Ooh.
It does, but there is yes, it does. Jennifer, you unfortunately do not see any glowing golden doors.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. It's coming up the hill towards Hawthorne Manor. Is it coming on like all sides, or if we start like moving, do we get away from this incoming lava?
Can we get in the backyard? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I mean, you're sort of like at the crest of this hill, so it will eventually come up on all sides of you.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting inside that house then. Oh dear. You coming with? I don't want to be outside in the melting area.
Can I use my sight again? And if there's any clues around to invest in my sight when I use when I invest a mystery, mystery, investigate a mystery. There it is.
Go ahead and roll plus sharp to investigate.
We had all those. Listen, can I? I don't. We have an instant success.
Oh, we do. We also have a lot of bless though, and there is still an instant failure on the table, and I'm hoping we can save that instant success for if at all possible.
All right, I'll just roll.
Take getting some blesses.
That is a 5. So can I use some amount of blesses to get us all the way up?
100%.
Get
Cool.
yourself to a 10.
Do that math. Somebody, not me.
5 blesses.
Yeah, 5 blesses. Get it to 10. Make it a good success.
Excellent. That gives you a hold 2, Mildred.
What's being concealed here?
Ooh.
Mildred, as you turn back to your sight, as the black shadows envelop your eyes once again, you can see things a little more clearly now. You're anticipating how bright it will be. And as you open your eyes again, you see a glowing figure in front of you. You recognize the figure as Ruth. You see glowing from the sight, giving you a vision of what is happening above ground. We see the dagger, the knife lying on the ground. We see the sparks that have begun to burn the house down. And at this point in time, we're going to cut back to Ruth. Ruth, what are you doing as the house begins to catch fire?
Am I outside safely?
I'm gonna say at this moment you've just kind of started the fire. It's begun to spread here, and you are standing at the doorway.
I look back, contemplate maybe staying to see, but knowing that like Jennifer is gonna be fine, I just go out. And I look for like a nice like patch in the yard, far enough away that like it's not gonna affect me, but just so I can sit and wait.
So, Mildred, you see Ruth having started this fire, then open the doors to the manor and walk out. And as she does so, you see that spirit version of her fade from your view.
What? And it being the fire or the lava, what can hurt it? Is there any way to stop that from happening? Seeing this like lava-filled vision.
Mm-hmm. You would, at this point, need some big magic to try to stop or help your situation.
Big magic. Jennifer.
Yes.
I don't know what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Your mother, from what I'm gathering, has set the house on fire.
That is unsurprising.
Right. Right. However, in this current hellscape that we are experiencing, it feels as though that's not the right move.
Yeah. Yeah, right now it definitely doesn't feel. Hey, also, just like try to figure out what's going on here. I'm gonna again read a bad situation has been doing well for me so far. I'm gonna be more impulsive than that. I'm gonna take a page out of my mother's book. There is lava nearby. I'm sure there's something wooden that I can catch fire. I'm gonna try to catch a piece of wood on fire, and I'm gonna burn this version of the manor down too.
I'm
Okay.
going to help you.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but maybe dip some wood in some lava and just fucking chuck it at the house. And
I think I've got this, guys. Just hold the fire off for a little longer.
So, okay, the two of you are able to grab some planks and boards from the fence, the porch, put them in the lava, light them on fire, and huck them into the house, which immediately catches fire. You see,
I'm forgiving her for everything.
however, as the house catches fire, instead of burning, you see it begin to melt. As the fire spreads across the entire manor, the facade melts like a second skin, leaving only a metal shell behind, perfectly mimicking the shape of Hawthorne Manor. As the fire continues, the metal begins to bubble and crack, and the shell begins to melt away as well. Outside Hawthorne Manor, Ruth, you find a place to sit. And as the flames grow stronger and brighter, and more of the house catches fire, there is a dread that starts to sink deep within your chest. And as you watch the second floor lose its structural integrity and collapse down, as you watch the first floor burn to ashes, and as you watch the smoke begin to clear, there is one figure that stands amongst the rubble. It is a pale-colored horse. Riding on top of it appears to be Jasper. You can see the bullet in his head as he sits limp, his torso dangling off to one side. You can see his lower body is fused into the body of the horse, and you see it's not pale so much as it is skinless, with one large red eye in its center. It stares piercingly at you before the fire begins again to swirl around it, and the creature vanishes in one final of smoke. Ruth, you hear over the sound of the breeze rustling through the trees, high above everything else, I'm free. I'm free.
You're welcome. Where do I bill you?
Ruth, you wait for a while, but no one else ever comes from the rubble. Eventually, it is decided by powers higher than you that there are some things man just wasn't supposed to know. That those lost within the manor this time would be written off as another tragedy. That things would be swept under the rug yet again. And hopefully, in time, everyone would go on to forget all this nasty business. And, that is the thing with time, after all. Time makes you forget, whether you want to or not. And that is where we will end this episode of The House the Devil Built, on a tragic note.
Ooh.
Thank you so much for telling this amazing story with us here tonight, friends. I'm going to ask our lovely cast to go around and introduce themselves one last time so that you know where you can find everyone here. I will kick it back over to our I don't know, unlikely villain, maybe, of the evening, Ruth.
Hi, salutations. My name's Sin yet again. You can find me on all my socials as sensationally.me. And yeah, I don't usually play Ruths, and I'm so sorry. I just want you to know, if it makes anybody feel better, Ruth definitely split her sandwich half in the rubble and half in her tummy. Anyways, here's my dead daughter.
Are you proud of her, though?
I'm so proud of her.
Thanks. I'm really happy you're proud of me.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm Jessica, Jess, Pirate Princess Jess on most socials, except for Instagram, where I am Pirate Princess Jessica, because somebody who's never posted anything ever has my username. And I play DTRPGs a lot. I didn't realize how often I'd been doing this, but that is my schedule all of the time now. So you can find me next on D and Dorks. And I don't know if the other things are announced yet, so I can't say it, but that's exciting. And yeah, I make small videos with alarming irregularity. Thanks for watching. And I am gonna pass this on to Operator.
5% chance. Hi. So you can find me on Hello Operator, both on the TikToks and here on Twitch, although it's spelled slightly different both ways because the Hello Operator is spelled. Anywho, I would just like to think that in my headcanon, for the rest of Ruth's life, and they're one of those women that like smokes 2 packs a day but will still live to 112 out of spite. Every single time they listen to the radio, the voice will always be just a little spiteful in whatever they say. Just whatever they say. And I will pass it on to Alex.
My name is Alex. You can find me on the social medias at eloquentmime. You can also find me wherever you need to use a username. You can also find me every Saturday in your podcast stream at Dungeons and Degrees with the love of my life, Adrian. It's a good time over there, especially if you like TTRPGs. there may be familiar names popping up soon. So if you liked any of these people here, or if you liked people that are maybe hidden in the background, you should check out our feed soon.
And I have been D and Daisies, your keeper of mysteries for this evening. You can find me all over the internet under D and Daisies, as well, including right back here next week at the same exact time, 8 p.m. Eastern, Friday. That's the 20th of September, where we will have the exciting conclusion to The House the Devil Built. Friends, we raised $230 tonight, bringing our total for the fundraiser so far to $529. Thank you all so much to our audience and everyone who donated. I know we got a couple requests specifically targeting Edison, and I did mean to include it in the final narration as the house burnt down. But Edison, for sure, was sitting there, like, as the house was starting to catch fire around him, and had, like, a chunk of the ceiling fall and land on him. And then he's got, like, 1 foot sticking out, like the Wicked Witch of the East. And a part of the house, like, comes and eats his foot and then runs away. He did not get a happy ending. Rest assured.
Did he feel the house eating his foot?
That was the last thing he felt.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. Anyways, friends, thank you all again so much. This was a wonderful episode, and I can't wait. I'm going to be sad for this project to be over, but we got to tell the story. We got to see how it ends, and we're going to get there next week. Thank you all to our lovely cast for donating your time and talents. Thank you to 5% Chance for hosting our fundraiser, and thank you to Hayward Gibbet, our technical producer, for the stream this evening. I hope you have a good evening. I hope it's better than most of the party members' evenings have been. Thank you for
Happy
watching.
Friday
We'll see
the
you next
13th.
week.
Yeah, happy Down
Well,
Across
this
the
How did that
Good
not come up
night.
once yet? Happy Friday the 13th.
Toodles.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.